Today on the channel, we're back with another Star Wars Vintage Collection review. This time we're looking at Starkiller from the Expanded Universe, The Force Unleashed 2, the way I got it figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? The way I got it figured, back with another Star Wars The Vintage Collection review. This time we're looking at VC100, the re-release of Starkiller. I got this figure out of all places, Books A Million. He came out last year, and I missed him on Hasbro Pulse. He like sold out everywhere almost instantly. I thought I was gonna not get him again, but I walked into Books A Million, and there he was, lone Starkiller sitting on the shelf. I immediately snapped him up. I paid a little bit extra for him because, well, it's Books A Million. But I'm very, very happy to finally have this figure. I've wanted it for years. So here it is. So if you're unfamiliar with The Force Unleashed, it was a media event that they did. It was a bit, well, it wasn't a book or anything, but it was a video game on various platforms, Xbox 360, etc. And you got to play as Darth Vader's secret apprentice, and he was sort of running around doing his own thing. And at the end, you can kind of choose whether you turn back to the good side or whatever. And then in Force Unleashed 2, because canonically he dies at the end of that game. I guess it's like a clone of him running around. And so this one, I guess, would be the clone. It's not Starkiller from the first game. Starkiller was voiced and made in the likeness of Sam Witwer, who was a huge Star Wars fan, and glad to finally get the Sam Witwer action figure in my collection. So looking at the packaging, we got Starkiller in kind of his flight suit, and you got the extra little vest there, two lightsabers, hilts to go with them. I guess this is like an arm thing. VC100, so you know you're looking at not too far back what came out. You got Hunter, Admiral Piet, Andor, stuff pretty much from last year. And I actually have just about every figure on here in my collection. I didn't get this Andor, but you know, like I said, he's a re-release, VC100. So we're gonna get Starkiller out and see what we can see. Okay, so we've got Starkiller, aka Galen Merrick, out with all of his stuff. And he comes with quite a few things. He actually had a double tray inside the bubble. So we'll start with him this time instead of the accessories. So he's in his like kind of like flight suit. It looks like a TIE fighter type flight suit, something like that. It's been a long time since I played the game. And you know, kind of looks like Sam Witwer, sort of. He's got the Imperial symbol on his sleeves, on the sleeves. And it's a pretty decent figure. Perhaps a little bit aged with how his like leg joints are, you know, kind of on the old side, but I don't care about that. Then if you want to make him like look more Jedi'd up, you got this kind of extra tunic you can put on him. And even though he comes with the lightsaber hilt, I don't see holes to put them in. You know, like to, you know, have them unlit. And you got this sort of vest armor. And then you got two, what I imagine are shoulder pauldrons, where they might actually go on his wrists. Man, I really need to look it up, look this guy up, try to remember what he looked like with everything on. And then you've got four lightsabers, well, two lightsabers, lit and unlit. Like so. And they do look pretty cool. Let's see which one's the emitter. There you go. This is the emitter. And I definitely think the main draw of the figure is going to be, making him look a little more Jedi-like. So I'm going to get him geared up and come right back. Okay, so we've got Starkiller in his sort of more Jedi look. Everything went on pretty easily. And to look at him a little bit closer, you did have to swap out the pilot parts for the Jedi gear, the combat gear, and we put the pauldrons on. I'm not sure if they're like bracers rather on his arms. I'm not sure if they go this way or that way. Really can't remember, but they're on there, and he looks great. The figure though does suffer from the older leg articulation where you can't separate his legs out to give him a more um, interesting stance. He's kind of waiting for a bus, but he still looks cool, and I'm really happy to finally have this figure and not have paid the secondary market prices for him. That's for sure. And I like him both ways, to be honest. I actually like him how he comes in the box, but I also like him like this. Looking pretty cool. I think I can move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on Star Wars The Vintage Collection VC100 Starkiller Vader's Apprentice. Again, this was like a long wanted figure by me first time around and the second time around. So to find him in Books a Million was almost like kismet. I'm kind of happy to have this sort of grail of mine finally in the collection. It looks good, like most vintage collection figures do, but it is dated, and they released this figure last year, 2023. But they didn't do anything to him. He kind of is still dealing with really old technology, particularly in the legs. It's not really his fault, but they released him in 2023, so I can't give it a 10. I'm gonna give it an 8. It's a pretty decent figure. Again, you are getting a re-release of a figure, and now the technology on the figures are improved. So if you didn't get them first time around, you can find them. If you find them anywhere, it is worth a pickup. I just like the figure. I like the game. I liked everything about it. Pulling down, yanking a star destroyer out of the sky, which seems absurd, but you can do it in the game. It was always kind of a fun game to play, and it helps me, hold on to that, especially since I haven't played the game in forever. All right, so that's gonna do it for this one. Thanks for watching. Working on getting up some older videos and intermixing with some new stuff. But bear with me. I'll certainly be still keeping up with a lot of the major releases this month. We'll probably resume a little bit more aggressively with new releases next month. But sometimes such is life. So till next time, see everybody on the next video. Everybody stay safe. Peace.
The way I got it figured.